Welcome to Community Conversations. I am Queen Miss Ebony J, the host that does the most. So glad to be here with you today. You are listening to Community Conversations, watching Community Conversations, where we come to talk about problems right here in our community and nonprofit organizations that are providing solutions. Today in here with me, I have Wandez Scrubs here to talk about his nonprofit organization, Courtside Takeover. How you doing, King?
I'm doing well, man. I can't complain. Just working, just seeing what's going on in our community, and just a lot. Just trying to make a change and just be the change. So I just can't complain. Just living life, working, trying to stay positive.
I appreciate you. You know, we need more people like you.
Yes, ma'am.
So I know, just tell people a little bit about yourself, because I know you are a legally blind motivational speaker who is the founder of the podcast Courtside Takeover. What made you decide to launch this podcast?
Really, just I always wanted to be a motivational speaker, but just really didn't know how to get heard, get my voice out there, and I always knew I wanted to give back. And just me having a love, I gained a love for podcasting really during the pandemic. I just really just trying to find something to do, trying to find something to niche on to. Then like popular podcasts, I like The Brilliant Idiot, Charlamagne the God, All the Smoke, Matt Bourne, Steven Jackson, First Take, just like multiple podcasts I listen to. So I'm just thinking of a way, like, and me being around the game, loving basketball so much, I'm like, maybe I could try to find a way to, because don't nobody really know my story. So get my voice out there, get a touch to the kids right here and there. So I'm like, I could start this podcast talking to the youth, talking to the kids, like just giving them that motivation, giving them that big brother feeling, that guidance. So I'm thinking, boom, podcast is like, when you're in high school, every kid want a spotlight. Every kid want to feel like the attention on them. So just giving them that positive attention or that positive role model. Just let's come sit down and talk on my Motivation Monday segment. Let's come sit down and talk. We can talk about, like what's going on, or what's going on at home, what's going on in your community. You don't always have to resort to some of the stuff that you think is quote unquote cool. So I just think podcast is a great outlet, and it's like it's the new thing now too. So
Do you have guests?
yes, I have guests all the time. I interview like a lot of coaches in the city. I interview like Paul McMillan, the known coach. I interview Coach Brian Wyan. I interviewed a teacher up in Columbus, Q. So yes, I have guests just interviewing different people. I interviewed Brandon McIntosh. He released a book about just being relentless. So he's also a pastor. Just the season 2, I plan on interviewing more people. Like I got Reverend Damian Lynch coming on, just talking about his trials and tribulations. A firefighter coming on, just trying to touch different people and just giving them different forms and aspects that other tools, and just to give them just a form of motivation and a form of education.
Wandez, where do you get all of this passion from?
Like, to be honest, like I just posted a video today on Facebook. This, I don't know, like I always wanted to just talk to people. Like I always wanted like to just motivate people, talk to people. And really when I lost my sight when I was 14. So really when I lost my sight, it just opened up my eyes like a whole different perspective of life. How crazy a main vision. So like it just opened up my sight to like a whole different perspective of life. Like I think if I did have sight, I don't think I would be where I'm at now. Because like I'm still in the same position, being around the same people, but I look at things different. So right. I just think me just being passionate about like the game of basketball, me being passionate about just everything I do. I just think it just has a lot, like just me talking to people. So I just think my passion. So to answer your question, I think my passion just comes from just me losing my vision and knowing how different life would be.
Yeah. Now, do you mind me asking, how did you lose your vision?
Oh yeah, no problem. It's hereditary. So I got a crazy story if you got a second. So the way I figured out my eyes was going bad. So one day in the morning, I just got up and walked to school. Noticed I couldn't see like the street lights. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like it's just, I don't know, maybe it's foggy outside. So I get to school, couldn't see the whiteboard. So
Oh
I was tripping.
wow.
So I asked my teacher if I could move up. I moved up for a week straight. So I noticed like the closer I got, I still couldn't see the board. So it was weird to me. So my mama made me an appointment. I went to the doctor. And so I had a game this day. I played basketball. Sitting in the doctor chair, I couldn't see what he was pointing at. So my mama said, if you don't tell me that letter, then you can't play today. I said, well, I guess I'm not playing.
Oh wow.
And then that's when she finally figured out, like, okay, it's time to take this serious. Like, so no, I wasn't born like this. I woke up one day and this was my new life.
Oh my goodness. And it's nothing you did, anybody did. It just happened because God had that purpose for your life.
Yeah, God put me here. And I really believe that. Like, I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in fate. I'm the type of person that believes that everything happens for a reason. So I never, like, you had your days, you cry about it, you down about it, but I just looked like, okay, I'm gonna make the best out of this situation. Like, and I always been that type. I like just to make the best out of every situation that I'm in.
I love it. You are listening to 1230 Buzz, your talk station on 101.1 The Wiz, 101.5 and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. I am here talking with Mr. Wandez Scruggs, who is legally blind, and he's a motivational speaker that has a podcast that's always coaching you on how you can stay motivated. And really, his whole mission is to uplift others, which I think is totally great. I know also some things that you've been doing for the community that you were able to give out a scholarship. Talk to us about that. How did that come about?
Yeah, so it's just like really brainstorming, me laying down, talking to my girl, just figuring out what we can do, just like book bag drives we got coming up. Then I just figured, like, during the pandemic, like, a lot of people don't have, don't get me wrong, I'm not rich, I don't have a lot of money, I work a job just like everyone else, but I just know getting to college, having a lot of money to pay back as I was watching TV, it's like a lot of these kids out here in debt, a lot of these parents in debt, and that debt is coming from colleges. So I'm figuring any way that I can help, it could be $200, it could be $300. Like, I'm gonna try that. So sitting down, me and my girl put together a plan, a $500 scholarship to each athlete, male and female, who has a 3.0 GPA or higher, and that's this big university. So we starting this May 1st. Everybody, you can submit your applications to Courtside, to@gmail.com. And it's just really just figuring out a way, like I was saying earlier, just figuring out a way to give back. I don't know who, like who else, like, to just like touch, to talk, like just figuring out a way. So that's just all how that came about, just figuring out a way to make a change.
And that's what it's all about. Somebody help me. I know I don't know about you, I don't know about anybody else, but somebody helped me. And because somebody helped me is why I take the time out to help somebody else. Somebody had me on their talk show, their TV show. That's why I'm having people come on here. We have to be the change that we want to see, and we have to really put our best foot forward because we don't know what battles people are facing and what they're going through. So I really appreciate what you're doing with this scholarship because, like you said, it can be really hard in school, but like just imagine going from high school to college. You were in high school, you didn't have no support. Now you want to go to college with no support. It's more money.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So this scholarship is really going to help somebody. And like he said, if you tuned in later, you caught the tail end, you can email courtside to@gmail.com to submit your application for the scholarship. And the only stipulation is that you have to have at least a 3.0, and you have to make sure that you've been accepted into a college or university, because we want to make sure that you're going to go. Not that you're going to change your mind after you get this check, because we worked hard
Right,
for this money, okay?
right.
So tell me, Des, what are some of the upcoming events that you have for the year?
I have a skills camp for grades 6th through 8th at Hughes High School. That's June 9th 19th and 20th. This week we're gonna have guest speakers. I'm gonna be a guest speaker also. Guest speakers is just really an event to just work on your skill, but also learn, also be around good men that's like focused with a mission. I also have a back to school drive coming up in August. Dates for that coming soon. Be looking out on our Facebook page, Courtside Takeover, or Dead Scruggs, Instagram, Courtside Takeover. Back to school drive coming, and also a turkey drive. We're gonna have a turkey drive. It's going to be at downtown, probably Wade Street Park. We're gonna have a turkey drive, just giving out turkeys and canned goods and boxed items. Each person come up and get a boxed perishable item and a turkey. So that's also coming later on this year.
I love it. Again, all of these events give back to the community. Like that's what it's
Yes.
all about. You're giving back, and I love it. I see it. And you know what? A lot of podcasts don't do that. You know, they go on and they talk a good game, but that doesn't mean that they are really giving back and working for the community. So we appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just I appreciate thank you for saying that, but I'm just really like just trying to do everything organically, just really trying to do it the right way, just trying to be genuine, trying to do everything organically and just move the right way, because I really believe you get back what you put in. I really believe that. So just really just trying to do everything organically and just really touch people, man. Just really touch people.
Now, I know you've been coaching for 7 years. Is the podcast something that's new?
Yeah, I started the podcast last year in I think May. Yeah,
So,
started the podcast last May.
and was that inspiration due to the pandemic?
Yeah, it was really due to the pandemic. Really, just sitting around and having a love for podcasts. I didn't really know how easy it was. Like, so I was just laying around like, I listen to podcasts all day, every day, like in the shower. I'm like, I could do this. Like, I could talk to coaches. I already had the connections, being that I am a coach and that I'm around players all day. I'm around these other coaches all day. I know the basketball world. I know the Cincinnati basketball field. Then I could also add my motivational speaking aspect into it with the Motivation Mondays, a segment I got interviewing an influential business owner, an influential pastor. You could be just an author, just anybody that's influential or that's like motivation, inspiring in the community. We're gonna get them on. Let's tell their story. Let's tell how they got where they at now, adversity, obstacles you overcame. Come on the podcast, we'll talk about it.
Well, I gotta be honest, Des, when we hear the name Courtside Takeover, we're thinking like it's about the game. So is that a metaphor that you choose that the name of your podcast on purpose?
Yeah, I did choose because it was initially the takeover interviewing coaches, but when I drop a motivational Monday, it's a Courtside Takeover Motivation Monday edition. So it is like two different entities, but it's one Courtside Takeover entity.
Correct. And we basically giving them the game on how to stay motivated.
How to stay motivated, how to stay positive, because it may be a kid. See, this is how I was looking at it. It may be a kid. You subscribe to the podcast to listen to a basketball coach, to listen to your favorite player, but it might be Monday is my favorite day of the week. Oddly, everybody hates Mondays, but it's my favorite day of the week. I look at it like a fresh start, something new, a new opportunity, a new beginning. So that kid may wake up on his way to school. You might not hear your favorite basketball player, but you hearing Reverend Damian Lynch telling you about his struggles, his obstacles, and how he got to where he at now. You may look at that as like, hey man, the school ain't that bad. Like, so that's my favorite day of the week. So that Monday, you might want to hear a player or a coach, but nah, it's straight motivation. It's something positive to start your week with. Positive energy, positive vibes.
How do you come up with your guests?
Just networking, really. Networking. I think networking is everything. So really just having the courage to just reach out to people. You say yeah, then we gonna talk. But if you say no, then I'm like, thanks for reaching back out to me. But I just really just reach out to anybody and everybody and just don't be scared to get told no. I'll inbox you, I'll DM you, telling you what I'm trying to do. If you're trying to talk and if you agree, we gonna talk. But if not, it ain't no hard feelings.
Yes. So if somebody's listening right now and they're like, oh, I want to go be on his show, I'm a motivational speaker, what's the process?
You can DM me, Courtside Takeover, straight Instagram, or you can just text me 513-331-3308, or really just DM me or email me courtside2@gmail.com. Any whatever works best for you. I'm really open. I respond quick. I'll get back at you, and we can sit down and talk.
So is it safe to say that the Courtside podcast drops every Monday, or do you drop multiple episodes?
Every Monday for Motivational Monday, and every Thursday for athletes and coaches. And we right now with season 2 start up July 26th. It's gonna be good.
July.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yes,
it's gonna be good.
See, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the shows. And a skills camp again is going to be a Hughes grade
at Hughes High School
through 8th. If they're interested, they can also get that information on your social media as well. Courtside Takeover. Make sure you follow. Make sure you go subscribe wherever you watch your podcast, wherever you get it from, at whether it's your Apple or your Google Play Store. We want you to go ahead and Google right now and go ahead and subscribe to Courtside Takeover. Check out Mr. Juan Dead Scrub show. I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you were able to come on today.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate you. Just the contact, just the conversation and the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. If you have anything else going on and you want to come back, you just let me know, okay?
All right, thank you. Take it easy. Peace.
This is Community Conversations on 1230 The Buzz, your talk station, 101.1 The Wiz, 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati, and 100.3 Cincy's R&B station. If you would like to be a guest on the show, all you have to do is shoot me an email, msebonyj@radio-1.com. I am Queen Miss Ebony J. See you next week.